Wow, we're here.
Girl. We did it.
We did it. We did it. We did nothing.
Well, we tried a little bit.
We did something. We did a thing.
We have chairs.
We have chairs. We have a beautiful backdrop. We have a set.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. They thought that we wouldn't do it. They thought we couldn't do it.
They preyed on our downfalls.
They thought we shouldn't do it. Is really what they thought they did. But we're here. If you guys are seeing us on YouTube, hi, you see our beautiful set and you see our beautiful face. If you're just listening to us,
girl, what are you doing? Get over to YouTube.
Yeah, get to YouTube. Hi, welcome to By the Way with Jordan and Chris.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jordan.
For those of you that don't know me, your life is probably for the better. But let me tell you a little bit about myself because I know that most of you don't have any idea who I am because most of the followers of this podcast are people that Jordan already knew and I just kind of am along for the ride. But anyways, I'm Chris. I'm originally from Northern California. Family of 10 people, 8 children, and my 2 parents. We were all homeschooled. So, you know, make all the jokes you can now. Think them up. I know you have a couple brewing, I'm sure.
We'll keep the list going for later.
Yeah. A couple. I grew up in Northern California, went to LA for school, graduated, and thought, you know what's better than LA? Oh my God. Let me start a podcast somewhere where it matters. Northeast Ohio. Hey, so I'm here in Cleveland. I actually met Jordan after I had moved here about a year in because I didn't know anybody to begin with. Not a single soul. And I needed a way to make friends. So I started doing community theater and doing a couple shows in a little nearby town. And that's how I met Jordan. So who are you for the people that don't know you?
I am Jordan.
Hi.
I am originally from Canton, Ohio. So not very far from here. Moved away for college and to live in New York for a little while, a little bit of time. And then a little something happened that like only a few people know about called the pandemic of 2020, which brought me right on back to my hometown roots. And now I also live up in Cleveland. And I'm loving every minute of it, especially doing some of these shows, which is where I had the pleasure of meeting you.
Yeah, actually, let me talk about that first. So I didn't know anybody, right? I was doing some theater shows for fun. I met a couple people doing my first show, like ever. Made a couple friends. And then when it was a couple shows in, you know, I met some people. Like there was a new show coming up. But by then, I thought I need a break. I've just done shows, rehearsals, like performances. I'm going to take a little break. And sure enough, I didn't audition for the show that came up. Until somebody that was in that a show with me previously said, hey, I know you guys are looking for more guys. I know the manliest man I can think of.
Where was he?
He was unavailable, so they knew I was next in line. They said, I know a guy named Chris. And so the director actually called me after auditions had already happened that I didn't sign up for.
Yeah, as a lovely third alternate.
As a lovely third, probably 4th, 5th at that point.
On a good day.
Which, yeah. Anyway, so I get called. I didn't even meet with the director at that point. He called me and said, hey, you know, let's, you know, talk, see if you'd be a good fit. All it took was for someone to say, utter the phrase, we could use you. Could being the key word. Could use you. And I was like, where do I sign up?
Yeah.
FOMO. Like I was like,
Desperado.
can we please? So I joined. And before we actually started blocking and like learning, you know, the lines and like start all that stuff, because it was a musical, we did music rehearsals first. So day 1 of music rehearsals is where our story begins. So
from the tale as old as time.
The tale as old as time.
I was accosted.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about
by
tell the folks.
Who some would like to say is my Prince Charming when it comes into the tale as old as time. I would like to say otherwise. Maybe more like the dragon from Shrek. Accosted me at the top of the stairs, even though you have a very different version. And immediately came up to me, shook my hand, said, hi, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. I love your necklace.
I did.
The necklace in question would be this $18 chain that I'm currently wearing from Amazon. which was a little baffling to me because it wasn't like a special night. It was just seemed crazy. And I was like, oh, we're not each other's people.
Let's reenact, actually. So you're walking up the stairs, and here's me. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Chris. Hi.
I'm
oh my God,
Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Jordan. Oh my God, I love that necklace.
Thank you.
So cute.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Sits down on phone. Immediately ignoring
you.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, me.
You.
Me. Sits down on my phone, ignores you for about 2 months.
And it really was like 2 months because the whole music rehearsal process and then starting into actually learning the show, you sat there in that corner or in the back staring at that phone like you didn't care about anybody else in that room because you really didn't.
No, I really didn't. I really had no interest in making a friend. I was there to do a favor for the director. He had called me as well. He apparently loves to call. Called me as well. And I really had been saying no to the show for about 3 months, and I said I would do it, but I really have no interest in like meeting anybody new. I'm gonna come do my show, dip out, peace out, see you later. It's the middle of winter. But unfortunately for me, I did make a couple friends.
But it wasn't right away. So
No.
So you're sitting there on your phone for months ignoring everybody kind of.
Yep.
And I thought you were one of those gays, like better than us, the ego, like you just had that look. You know what I mean? You know the look.
And here's the thing with community theater. I have no interest in proving to people in the show that I have the talent to be there or whatever the case might be. I don't need to.
When you have nothing to prove.
When there's nothing to prove, I don't need to do it.
Right.
So I don't feel the need to be up in people's faces like maybe some people do.
Oh.
So I just sat back, quietly listened until things changed, and here we are.
Here we are. So what was that turning point though? Because I still haven't really fully grasped. There was never one moment where you stopped being on your phone and being a jerk and then finally decided to be my friend. Because I like to say I was always the same. But you've told me that like I changed.
Yeah,
which I don't think is true.
Yeah, things changed, Raul. It was very like you were very intense and then you pulled right back and became more like what I was doing, sitting, observing, gauging the vibe. And that is my type of people, because then I was like, oh, he doesn't have anything to prove either.
Because I'm not talented.
Sure.
That's what really came up. That's really what came up. Is that I'm not talented.
He wasn't a threat.
I did. Yeah. I had no reason to be there.
No, it wasn't that. I mean, I thought you were going to be one of those gays that was going to be very in your face. I'm so talented. Like everybody look at me. Yeah. Too much. But, and you were and still are. But I've just learned to accept that about you.
Excuse me, I
are.
just burped.
Oh,
sorry, I just had Chipotle a minute ago. Not sponsored.
Oh,
not sponsored.
Yeah, very filling though. But then skip ahead about
a year. So the podcast was your idea.
Skipped ahead about a year, and I decided that as a joke from hearing people tell us that we should do it, I should convince you to do a pod. And I started putting the idea in your head, which you immediately shut me down about
for very good reason, because what did I say?
What was the reason?
As soon as men turn 30.
Where's Cardi B? What was the reason?
What was the reason? Especially the straights. Sorry to say. Especially the straights. A straight man turns 30 and thinks, what does the world need more of? My voice in a podcast. And I did not want to be that person. So you said, we should do a podcast. And I was like, no, we shouldn't. Because everybody does a podcast. And who are we?
Yeah, but then I showed you what could be. And then you, behind my back, had started coming up with ideas and concepts.
The seed was planted. I was like,
wow,
what if?
And basically what I was a professional gaslighter. And I made it your idea. And now here we are in your home.
Yeah.
In the studio.
Yeah.
Filming.
Yeah.
Said podcast that I gaslit you into doing. And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Actually, the whole reason I said yes in the first place was because I knew if I was going to do something, it would be 100%, but it couldn't be like a themed podcast. Everybody keeps asking us, what was the theme? What's the theme? The theme is we're going to sit here and gab. We're going to gab, gaslight, and guffaw.
And girl boss.
Girl boss. I said, here's the real reason why I'm doing a podcast. It's because there is so much hatred in this world. There's so much inflammatory everything. You can't go anywhere. You can't look at the news. You can't do anything. You can't flip on the TV. You can't go through the Twitter, which I don't have. You can't do anything.
Excuse me. X.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God. X. Oop. Yeah, can't do that. Oop. It's just it's hatred. It's like it's just nothing joyful anymore. And I said, if I'm gonna do a podcast with you, it's for nobody but myself. I'm here for a laugh.
Yeah.
And only for a laugh. And if people want to come on that ride, well, you're in the wrong place. The only laughs probably that will be happening will be me in this chair because I think I'm so funny.
You do think you're very funny.
I do.
And I'm happy for you.
And I'm nothing of the sort.
And let's celebrate that.
Let's celebrate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I signed on to make $1.50. And I'm happy to do it. And I'm happy to use and abuse you for it.
Yeah.
And enjoy every moment of it. But in all seriousness, I do like that side of like business things when it comes to this. So it is interesting and entertaining for me how that all works.
Yeah, I'll be involved creatively. I'll be like, ooh, we could do this. We could do this kind of idea.
Even though I have to run all the social medias, but that's fine.
You do have to run the social medias because if you put me in charge,
well, should we talk about the other day when I was making an Instagram post for the pod and you said, why don't you use pic collage? In 2023?
Leave me alone. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know any better.
Girl.
I didn't know any better.
Girl.
I'm sorry. I need to be taught.
Girl.
I need to be taught.
Yikes.
I'm old. Yeah. No, I don't have any social media. And because of that, the I guess pieces in my life where I get things to talk about are not from online. They're from things that nobody would care about. They're RuPaul's Drag Race, which I watch excessively. I've seen every single like iteration of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Same.
You know, whatever. Random things I saw on, the street.
Yep.
Things I overheard and, the backstage of productions that we may have been in. A lot of nothing. So that's what I'm here to discuss. And also things that I feel like people aren't talking about that they should be talking about. That's what I'm here for.
Which is really the point of the podcast. It's not, a one topic podcast. As much as I like those, that's just not like our thing. We're by literally no means experts on any one singular topic. Dear God.
No.
However, what we are experts on is gossip, gabbing, girl bossing.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what we're here to do.
I'm here for a laugh. And if they're here for a laugh as well, they're in the right place.
We're here to live, laugh, love.
Whether you, I don't know, listen at the gym, you kind of put us on while you're cooking, you're driving to work on a Monday, whatever it might be, start the week off right. Probably somewhere other than here. But,
agree.
in my mind, start it with us.
I agree.
That's what I think.
Okay. So that's what they can expect to
That's
hear.
what they can expect.
A lot of different topics, things that have to do with our everyday lives that they might have literally no interest in or did not ask about. But we're here to give it to them.
We're here to get. And let's get into some things that are very us right after this break. I want to talk about some things that are very you to let our listeners know a little bit more about you. And then a little bit about me to give them an insight into who I am as a person. So let's take a break.
By the way, let's take a break.
By the way, let's take a break.
Okay. We've already danced too much on this podcast.
I know. They've seen enough.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We're back.
Oh my God. Hi. What a break. Oh my God. I did so much.
Did you?
I definitely got out of this chair, stretched, drank water, did jumping jacks, and refreshed my mind.
Room temperature water or ice cold water?
Girl, I'm so glad you asked. Room temperature.
Oh.
Because that is very me. People that know me know I always drink room temperature water.
Why?
I don't like cold water. I'm cold enough as it is. My hands and my feet, always cold. And I just can't put more cold into my body.
You are very cold.
Okay. Ooh, a read. Ooh, you got me, gals. Oh my God. But that's very me. I like room temperature water. For people that don't know you, I have a couple of listeners that would love to hear. What's something that influences you as a person throughout your life that's very you?
The two listeners that are here that are from your side of the family?
Yeah, really? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Something that's very me is reality TV.
Girl.
I am a reality TV. Okay. I watch it all. I have been watching it all literally my entire life. Probably to my own detriment, but I'm kind of down for that detriment at this point.
Yeah.
Particularly outside of the Kardashians that will be brought up many times on this podcast. They are my sisters.
Do you think they would say the same of you?
Yeah, I know them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When we get Kim, Chloe, and whoever
On the pod.
on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll see what
We'll
they
have that
say.
conversation.
We'll ask them in person.
Uh-huh. I'll buy Balenciaga for that particular interview.
They'll come in with Mr. Balenciaga
Himself, Dolce
Yeah.
and Gabbana.
And Gabbana.
So they're obviously up there, but the Real Housewives, they
And you
do
watch
have my heart.
So many
Of them from the beginning. Like, there's, I believe now at this point, over 200 women that have been a part of the Housewives as main characters. And I have at some point known and watched every single one of them. From beginning of OC, the original, to like the most recent, which was like Salt Lake City. Maybe Dubai. But I literally like plan my whole week around when they're going to be on. Currently, there are 4 franchises of the Housewives on right now. That means my entire week is dedicated to catching up with the Housewives. So because of that, it does take up basically any minimal free time I have in my life. But they're my friends.
That is kind of me. And when you said like 200 girls, that reminds me, I was like, oh my God, I'm guilty. I've heard there's been hundreds. I think somebody said 500, although I could be based on all the things. Mine is RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
I have watched since it season 1 originally aired on Logo. Was it Logo? No, something TV. Like when it was on the website, when you could watch full episodes online for free. Way back when I was a little kid. Not a little kid. I was like an early teenager, you know, trying to figure out who I was. And I was like, ooh, being naughty, like watching people dress up in makeup on TV. And I lived. And ever since then, I was hooked. And so now I've continued to watch every iteration pretty much, except for the non-English speaking ones, because I don't have time to read subtitles.
Same.
Sorry about it. Sorry.
I was a late Drag Race bloomer. So I, of course, had heard about it. I think my parents had maybe watched it at one point, like way in the earlier seasons. Like I remember seeing it on the television at some point. I did not watch. During the pandemic, when we all had nothing but time for a while, I caught up on season 1 to, at that point it was season 12. Now they're about to start season 16. There's already been 4 seasons since the pandemic, which is ridiculous. So I caught up on all 12. I watched season 1 of UK, season 1 of Canada, and then I don't think the other, Australia is maybe the only other one, Down Under is maybe the only other one that had existed at that point. But then I stopped the internationals because I didn't have WoW Presents Plus. But now that I have stolen yours, I am now in the middle of catching up on all the international franchises. I'm the same with the subtitles. We'll see. I might get there one day.
Yeah, I have watched, I think Canada's Drag Race is now on like season 4.
Yeah.
UK is on season 5. I just watched that one. So very much about who I am as a person is influenced by Drag Race and that culture. So
it will show.
It will show. I will quote it a lot. What are some quotes that are, what are some top like 5 or something like Real Housewives quotes that you know, only those who know would know?
See, I am a big fan of like the fights, like the OG fights of the Housewives, not the petty of I didn't get the hotel room with a bathtub. Girl. I miss the days of Teresa Giudice flipping a table on somebody and calling her but with a New Jersey accent, but flipping a table, shifting a wig, as Miss Sheree called it. Not pulling. She shifted the wig, which, by the way, the wig covered up hair that looked exactly the same.
That's the way to do it.
Literally. I miss Nene Leakes saying, I am a rich, okay? I'm going to give you one of these. That's what I miss. I miss the days of those women. I miss the Luann saying, just be cool. Don't be all uncool. I miss those days when she got caught sleeping with a pirate cheating on her boyfriend at the time. On camera.
The pirate?
A pirate girl. On an island.
Not Johnny Depp.
He looked like Johnny Depp. That's why they called him the pirate.
Oh my God.
See, he watches these shows. He just wants to pretend like he doesn't.
It's because I'm psychic.
It's the same way you want to pretend like you don't have a TikTok account, but we all know you stay active. Girl. TikTok.
Oh, my mic. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, that was Producer Poppy.
Yeah, hi, producer Poppy. For those that have no idea what's going on, somebody in the back, if you heard a little voice, we have somebody sitting behind the cameras, behind the lights, who set up pretty much this whole enterprise for us.
Fully not exist as a unit.
We would
him.
be flopping without him. Somebody that is very near and dear to our hearts, who has no online presence, somebody that you will never find, somebody who likes it that way. And will not be named, other than who we have decided to call him on this podcast, which is Producer Poppy.
PP for short.
Thank you, Producer Poppy. And he was reminding me just now to keep my mic to my mouth, because I didn't go to mic training class like you did in college.
Like some people did in college.
I didn't take that class. I graduated college. So,
well, I went to work.
Okay.
Anyway.
Not on that outfit. But
now, what would you say about that outfit, Aeropostale?
Girl, it's Aeropostale. I asked the people that work there.
At 30 years old?
Yes, okay. Anyway,
so that's enough of it. The reality TV, it will be brought up many times on this podcast. You will hear about it a lot. That is me, myself, and I.
Right.
What would you say is one thing that is extremely representative of you?
Have I been waiting to tell you this?
Girl, I know you have.
I have no social media.
Yes.
I never have really had social media. I don't got the Instagram. I don't have a TikTok. I never have had a TikTok. I don't have any of that stuff. I didn't even have a MySpace back in the day because I was homeschooled and my parents didn't let me. I had an account on homeschoolblogger.com. homeschoolblogger.com.
Can we just take a moment of silence for that?
No. That's all they're going to
we're back.
Yeah. So instead, what I have done, because I don't have social media and I don't really like it, I have in other ways made up for it to entertain myself, so to speak. And when I tell you, have I got a juicy nugget for you? You guessed it, folks. Craigslist.org. It is out, hoppin', poppin'. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to download the Craigslist app. Yes, there's an app. You're going to download the Craigslist app. You're going to type in your city. You're going to ignore all the buffoonery of sell, trade, forget it. You go to the community tab. You click that community tab, and then you're going to see rants and raves, political discussions, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to look past all that until you get a little nugget just kind of sitting in that long list that doesn't really stand out. It doesn't, insert itself, but it says missed connections. And when I tell you Craigslist missed connections is where it's at, girl.
Do you think you're single-handedly keeping Craigslist in business?
Yeah, and the sad thing is they should be single-handedly paying my rent
Cutting
with how
you a
much
check.
I literally say perusing this site. Here's the thing, though. They used to have something called, not misconnections, but it was like a in search of or seeking like something. And it was like men for women.
Not seeking arrangements. That's for the sugar daddies.
Yeah, okay. Ooh, hey, that's who's going to pay.
Which I'm very down to be a part of. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
So what I do,
weather.
what you're going to do, download the app, go into misconnections, and let me read you some of the ones that I just happened to find that were like just in the vicinity of my area within the last week alone. And when I tell you, you can do this at home from any city, from anywhere, and you drag that little circle that shows how big on the map you want to search in. If you don't see anything juicy, zoom out and something will come up. Here's 5 that I found just very quickly.
We're doing a favor, by the way. We might get these people actually connected.
Oh, let's hunt them down.
Hello?
They thought they were anonymous on the internet. Girl,
Come on the pod.
This is where it's at.
You're welcome.
Let's start with something a little like easy.
Okay.
The title of this post was "Which Church?" ? The post says, and you can find this now. It's up as far as I know. I screenshot it. Here it says, "Yes, I am asking you, the anonymous man in the pew. Should I go back to St. Joseph Catholic Church, or should I join St. Bernard Parish?" Who is Bernard?
And who is Joseph?
And what I want to know is, imagine going to church one day, talking to somebody maybe about this like church situation and where they should go, and then for some reason thinking, oh my God, maybe I should go on Craigslist misconnections to see if that person is asking me again. What? Anyway,
This anonymous person they met that day.
Here's the next one. And I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I realized it meant this morning. Okay, the title says, "Where did my CD go?" And I thought, oh my God, I'm intrigued.
Like a CD that you
A
play.
CD. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Here it goes. The post says, "Lost my Asian CD a while
What?
ago. Need a new one. Hit me up ASAP. Can host or travel. And then I went, now wait a minute. And I just screenshot it because I thought that's funny. Like they're missing their CD. Maybe they can host to pick it up or travel to like go get it. Like what's an Asian CD? Girl, when I tell you I had to Google this morning, Asian, like not Asian CD, but like CD. I typed in CD meaning on Craigslist. When I tell you it means dresser. Lost my Asian CD a while ago. Need a new one. Hit me up ASAP. ASAP. Did you hear that? ASAP. Can host or travel. Girl.
It took me until you said the can host or travel to realize that they were talking about.
No, they meant a cross-dresser. I thought they meant like
bad.
a CD. Because that's how you know I'm old. That's millennial mama. I had that CD up in my mind. Like
Same.
Yeah.
And now your Google history is forever.
It's not.
Because you put,
it's nothing
what is
new.
an Asian CD?
My Google history is like. Anyways, okay, number 3. Lost kitten. Okay, I have 5 cats. Don't ask. So it's like, oh, somebody lost their cat. And I would love to help, The post says, I lost you. I miss you sitting on my face. Please feel free to contact me if you like sitting on faces. So at first
Did they put the number?
No!
Oh.
I mean, you could click reply and it will go to like their weird email. But what I first thought was, oh, I lost you and I miss you sitting on my face. Like, a cat will sleep on your face at night. That's what I thought. And then I kept reading. So there's a lot of nuggets. Let me get into the real juicy stuff, though.
Now, did you consider doing the same post for when you recently lost one of your cats? Let's talk about it.
Let's not talk about it.
Okay.
That's a story for another day about how I almost ruined Thanksgiving and lost my cat all in the same day.
Not but a few weeks ago.
Moments ago.
Moments ago.
Here's the last 2 juicy ones, and I saved the best for last.
Okay.
The title of this one is Menor Panera, Menor, Ohio.
Okay.
So Menor Panera. The post says, I'm so sorry, I just burped.
Sorry, there will be a lot of that on
the
this
post
podcast.
says, thanks Chipotle.
Hey.
The post says, you were waiting for a pickup catering order. I was sitting with a friend. You walked by and I glanced at you as I found you attractive. I saw the cream cheese sitting on the counter corner and thought it was yours. I ran it out to you and you said it wasn't. What kind of cream cheese was it?
I have 2 questions. 1,
What kind of cream cheese was it?
what kind of cream cheese was it? And 2, how many types of cream cheese do they have?
Yeah.
At Panera? This wasn't even no Einstein's Bagels.
Girl, and imagine you being in the parking lot and have somebody run up to you
Yeah.
and be like, excuse me, ma'am, is this your cream cheese?
But now, would we have done the same thing for that hot Panera worker we saw that one time?
Absolutely.
I would have done a lot more than run up to him.
Sorry.
For just cream cheese
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
So yeah, questions have been asked but not answered because as
Posed
far
and
as
not
I know, nobody's responded to this that I know of. So let's get them, Miss or Mr. Menor Panera on the pod.
We'll give an update in a future episode
But
if
if
they get
there's
a response.
One person.
You should keep
What?
these screenshotted.
I will.
And then like down the road on this very podcast, we will like see if they were ever answered.
I will. I'll remember that. But some are juicier than others.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
saved the juiciest one for last. If
Okay.
there's one person out of all these stories we should and will hunt down and have on this podcast, it's somebody named Kristen M.
Ooh.
Let me get into Kristen M.
Okay.
So the last one says,
Oh.
almost dropped my phone for those who aren't watching on YouTube. My phone jumped out of my very hands. Okay, the title says Kristen M from Brunswick. Okay.
Okay. Not far.
The post. Stay away from Kristen M from Brunswick. She's a homewrecker who's married herself with kids.
Oh.
She leads on about 4 guys at a time, makes them fall in love with her, bleeps them, and then leaves them. She tells everyone she wants a divorce from her husband, but she's still living at home and doing things a family would do. Stay away. You've been warned.
Quote unquote. I have
Yeah.
one thing to say. I would love to meet Kristen M because that
Kristen.
has more than 24 hours in her day, and I would like to find out where she got those extra hours from. Because ain't no way this girl is running a family and 4 guys on the side at the same time.
Girl.
she's booked and blessed. We thought we were booked and blessed at this very studio. She is booked and blessed.
She is the moment.
And she's doing it for free. What she needs to do
Girl.
is call up some OnlyFans and get up on there with these 4 side guys and make $150 off of it. Hello?
She probably already is.
Hopefully.
I don't know.
Fingers crossed. We'll ask her when we get her on the pod.
We'll ask her. Updates to come.
But so anyway,
I know.
that was our first episode. A
I
little bit
know.
about us.
I know. A little bit about
A little
us.
intro into what's to come. But from now on, you'll be able to catch us every Monday, every week. And when we're not here, you can find us on everywhere. Probably too many spots. Instagram, TikTok. You can email us if you really feel like it. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. At a singular website with all of our links named bythewaypod.com.
That's bythewaypod.com.
Ooh.
Just one place.
And just one place. Every Monday we'll be here live and in person. Well, not live. Maybe an Instagram live once in a while.
Yeah.
But make sure you follow us everywhere else because there will be some bonus content happening on these other platforms too.
Follow us on all the places, but first go to bythewaypod.com and you can find all of our links there. But in the meantime, I guess we'll just see you guys next Monday because we know we'll be here, so you better be.
We wanted to do Tuesday, but that spells something naughty.
What?
So see you next Monday.
See you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.